Meanders in streams tend to occur because the streams are near their ultimate base level in elevation and because they're flowing through alluvium in their valleys, in their wide valleys. However, sometimes we can get these streams that are close to their ultimate base level and have the entire area uplifted by some sort of tectonic event. And if that happens, what tends to happen is that what used to be the floodplains of these rivers tends to form high areas, and then the meanders stay there, but they're actually cut down, they're eroded down into the rocks because this is now at an elevation very high above the ultimate base level, and the water has a lot of potential energy and is able to erode downward. So they tend to cut these fairly narrow valleys into the rocks, and the floodplains are just remnants that are way up high, way above the river, and the river itself doesn't really have much of a floodplain anymore because it's so concerned with downcutting as it does with V-shaped valleys. One example here, this is the Bighorn Canyon National Recreation Area on the Wyoming-Montana border. And at first this was an area low to sea level filled with alluvium, showed in the light yellow here. And then over time this area was uplifted and erosion took place down into the valley, but the meanders remained. It didn't straighten itself out. We still had the meanders from when it was close to ultimate base level. And these meanders started cutting down into these valleys here. And one interesting thing about this area is as that downcutting occurred, one of those meanders was abandoned, which is shown in light blue here. And this became an area known as the natural corrals because Native Americans and others could put their livestock or horses in this low area here. And if the horses didn't want to run off the end of a cliff, they would have to stay in this relatively small area here because of how things eroded over time. Another famous example of these entrenched meanders, E-N-T-R-E-N-C-H-E-D meanders, is on the San Juan River. This is the Gooseneck Overlook on the San Juan River in southern Utah. And you can see just how big these meanders in the river are and how once the uplift occurred in this area, they essentially eroded straight down. You can see this is actually a very narrow valley here with this river at the bottom because the river used to be up here. This entire area was uplifted. Suddenly that water had a lot more potential energy and started cutting downward into the rocks instead of meandering from side to side. If we kind of look at a close-up view of this area over here, we can see there's still a little bit of point bar and maybe some cut bank at places at the bottom here. But the meandering from side to side is really not taking place much anymore. This river, the San Juan River, has enough energy that it's just cutting down into these solid layers of rocks and causing this beautiful valley to be formed.